Hello and welcome to Hibs TV. We're live here at Easter Road as we count down to kick off as Hibs take on Aberdeen. The sides have met 3 times so far this season, with the home side emerging victorious on every occasion. Here's what happened the last time Aberdeen came to Easter Road.
Strong performance nonetheless, but it was always going to be up against it when we went in.
Yeah, it was a strong second half performance, I thought. Wait a minute.
Here's Martin Boyle, and it's just run into Joe Lewis. Unlucky, but bright start. And the chance, good save by Macy. It's in here, and there's a real chance, and it's just blocked. But is it a chance for Hibs to take the lead? Or a Josh Campbell pass and shoot. Martin Boyle has the shot off, and it's right at Joe Lewis. Good effort. Flashed into the centre.
Yes!
They are number 1, and it's Ryan Porteous. And on 63 minutes, Hibs take the lead. Hibs 1, Aberdeen 0.
What a header from Ryan Porteous. I tell you, it's a great ball, and again, drilled in with pace. And there's Ryan Porteous. He wants it more than anybody on the park. Gets up above the defender.
Ball is put in, flashed, and what a save that is by Matt Macy. He needed to make that save because that was heading for the bottom right-hand corner.
Yes, hello and welcome to the build-up live here from Easter Road. My name's Gavin Rittoo and I'm delighted to be joined by 2 fantastic guests, 2 Hibs legend, the one and only Pat Stanton and Hibernian Women's captain Joelle Murray. Thank you both for coming along.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Joelle, we'll start with you because it's been a busy couple of weeks for you. Obviously, congratulations on the new deal.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was when it was first put to me, it was a no-brainer. It was an easy decision. Hibs are my club. They've always been my club. The club that I've not only played for my whole career, but the club that I've supported for my whole life. So it was an easy decision for me to extend that contract.
And it's the 1-year extension, is that correct?
It certainly is, yeah. Just the 1 year. I'm at the end of my career, so I went with the 1 to see how the body holds up. But yeah, 1 that I'm really excited to commence next season.
And obviously there's been a lot of new contract extensions for Hibernian women's team, likes of Leah Eddy, Shannon McGregor as well. As captain, does that make it a lot easier because you know you've got the same squad going into next season?
Absolutely. I think continuity and consistency is key. We appreciate we do need to add to the squad, add strength and depth, but securing the likes of Leah Eddy, Ellis Notley, Shannon McGregor, Mickey McAloney is fantastic because they're really kind of bright prospects and really talented young players.
And what have you made of your season so far? Obviously coming to an end, but how would you assess your season so far?
It's been a kind of transitional season on and off the pitch. We are sitting in 4th at the moment. We're hoping to consolidate 4th. We have 3 games remaining. So it's not where we want to finish. We of course want to be up challenging for league titles and cups, but we can hopefully finish strongly and positively and take that into next season. Yeah,
for sure. And Pat, it's great to have you along as well. We just saw the highlights from the last time Aberdeen came to Easter Road. You'd take another 1-0 today, wouldn't you?
Yeah, right now, take it, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. You've obviously got connections to both Hibs and Aberdeen, of course, but no split allegiances today?
No, I was Alex Ferguson's assistant when Aberdeen came here and won the league. But I'm a Hibs supporter. You know, it was great. Aberdeen, great, still a great friend of mine. Tremendous team up there, great club, but can't change their team.
How would you assess the seasons of the 2 teams so far, both Hibs and Aberdeen?
I think, early on Hibs were doing not too badly, but I think, suspensions, transfer moves, things like that obviously affected the line-up at Easter Road. The manager would want to have played these players, but the fact that they weren't available made it difficult for them. But that's when you get situations where younger players, there's an opportunity there for them to get in and make their stamp. But it's been a difficult season. It's been a difficult season for the fans as well, the whole thing. But hopefully that's behind us now. And there's no point in dwelling on the past. You can learn from the past, but don't dwell on it too much. It's the future that matters now.
For sure. And I guess from an Aberdeen perspective as well, they wouldn't have been hoping to finish in the bottom 6. Got a good win last week, but I guess they're a kind of similar situation to us, I guess.
That's right. And they've come down here, and in my time at Aberdeen, They enjoyed coming here. This is a great stadium to play at. It really is. People come here, the surroundings. Clubs lift their game when they come here, and it's just up to the Hibs to lift theirs even further, because these lads are here to show what they can do. But you can't, as a professional player, and you come run out here, it's just you get a lift, but you make sure the lift doesn't last too long.
Yeah, for sure. And with the teams so similarly placed in the table, 9th and 10th, Joelle, you're expecting a close game this afternoon?
I think so. I think it'll be close. I think both clubs will be disappointed with their season so far in their current league positions. I think the quality in both teams, they should be in top 6 in my opinion. So both clubs will have a point to prove. But like Pat says, hopefully we can come out on top and show that we are a very good club. We have very good players. And like I said, we are hoping to finish the season strongly. And I'm sure the boys in that changing room will be doing and hoping for the same.
Yeah, for sure. Aberdeen obviously come into it off a win last weekend at Dundee. It was a difficult result for us at Livingston, 1-0. Created a lot of chances in that game, but unfortunately couldn't hit the target. Pat, what did you make of that one?
Yeah, but it's been hanging around the Hibs for a wee while, this not taking chances. You've got to take them, you take some of them. But we've gone into games and not scored a goal. And if you keep that up, you won't be up in the top half of the league. You'll be down the bottom. And players have got to take it on themselves. You won't score goals standing about 30 yards up the park, watching your forwards trying to get something out of you. You've got to go and support them and put pressure on the other team. Because at the end of the day, it's the scoreline that matters, and that's the whole point here.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess last weekend it was a case of Hibs didn't take their chances and Livingston did.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there was much in the game until that goal. But you're right, and Pat's right. We need to play with a kind of more free-flowing style of play. We need to play further up the pitch and get kind of shots on target, because last week against Livingston, the kind of 18 shots off target for a club the size of Hibs, it's just not good enough, and the players know that themselves. They'll hold themselves to high standards, and I'm sure they'll be hoping to make amends today.
Going back to your playing days, Pat, was there anything that you did in particular when you were going through a similar vein of form when you maybe quite couldn't hit the target?
Yeah, I think you find sometimes with forwards that they might go in looking for a chance and they miss it, and the next one chance that comes on, they're not so keen to get an end of it. But if you look at the really great goal scorers, say John Robertson, Jimmy Greaves, Ali McCoy, people like that, Joe Harper, Jimmy O'Rourke, people like that, that didn't put them off. They kept going looking for the chances, all the wee half chances, and they would just, if you were to say to these players, when that ball came across the box, why were you standing where you were? I just felt that was the place to go. You can't teach that. Mm-hmm. Players bring that with them, and it's just a thing they've got about them. Mm-hmm. And but like I say, some players, if they miss a couple of chances, they start to hang outside the box and they don't go in looking for things because their confidence is taking a wee bit of a knock. But that's not the answer. The answer is just you're maybe missing them. Keep going in, because one will go in.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously 3 games left this season. It's a good chance for us, really finish the season on a high, Joelle, and take that momentum into next season.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the pressure of relegation or getting dragged into that playoff is gone. So the players need to play with no pressure. The only pressure that the players should be playing with today is the pressure from within, the pressure from maintaining standards and raising standards individually and collectively. So yes, we've got 3 games to go out and play and enjoy our football, because I think that's the main thing, Pat. When you're enjoying your football, the goals will come, the chances will come. So hopefully that starts today.
Yeah, and we'll take a quick look at the league table just now. Hibs obviously sitting in 8th after losing last week at Livingston. Aberdeen 1 position behind in 9th. I guess, Pat, the aim for this season, the end of the season, is to finish as high as possible and finish in that 7th spot.
Yeah, just one way. Just finish up with a few wins, just to restore a wee bit of confidence. But this season's nearly away. apply yourself here. Don't think about what's going to happen next year or anything like that. Just the fans come along to see you give 100%, and I always say that if somebody's got to remind you to give 100% playing here, you're maybe better not being here. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, David Gray is still the current caretaker manager. He will be in charge until the remainder of the season. I caught up with him earlier to discuss Aberdeen at home.
It'll be a tough game. They're a very competitive side. They've got good legs in their team, especially in the middle of the pitch. So we expect it to be a competitive, high-intensity game. They'll be fresh off a positive result at the weekend. But it'll be also a good occasion for us to get back to Easter Road. It's been a while since we've been back there. The pitch should be in good nick, and the players should be looking forward to playing in front of the home supporters.
Yeah, you mentioned it has been a while. It's been over a month since you played at Easter Road. How much are you looking forward to leading the team out and being in the dugout in front of a home crowd?
Oh, it's really good. It's really important. I think it's, as you say, it's been a while, but it's only a good occasion if you perform. Most importantly, you need to make sure that we start the game really well, and if we do that, the fans will be right behind us like they always are, and that can give us a real advantage to really push on and make sure we get a positive result.
Always good to hear from our caretaker manager, Sir David Gray. What have you made of the job he's done so far, coming in at a difficult point of the season?
Yeah, well, it is, like you say, a difficult point, and there's always people willing to give you advice, and I would do this and I would do that. But when you're in the position to do that, it's not as easy as that. You've got a lot of things to consider. But I think I've spoken to him a couple of times, and I've watched him play plenty of times. Great attitude, tremendous attitude, and he brings that with him. Nobody's told him to behave like that. That's just part of his makeup. Maybe one or two of the players could do with that sort of attitude, but that's for other people to decide.
Mm-hmm. And Joelle, how do you think it affects the players, having to go through a couple of managers this season, but they obviously really respect and listen to what Dave has to say?
Yeah, of course. I think the transition amongst the managers this season hasn't been great for everyone, never mind the players, but I think the respect that they have for Dave is massive, and we were talking about it earlier off air. The manager and the type of manager gives the players a lift, and Dave's been there, done that. He knows what it takes to play at this club. He knows what the fans expect. He knows what we all expect, and he'll bring that into the changing room, and he'll pass that on to the players, and the players absolutely respect him, and I'm sure they'll give their all for him today in the next couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last season he was a player, and this season it's kind of all been thrown at him. There's a coach, caretaker manager, back to coach, caretaker manager. Is this something, can you see Dave as a future manager of this club or different clubs going forward? Do you think that's what he wants?
Absolutely. I think this will definitely have given him the kind of appetite for it. I definitely think he's got the pedigree, the experience and the skill set to be a manager here, and I think he'll be thriving on this, Gavin. And if he's not our manager next season, I've no doubt that he will be a future manager of this club. And
we were talking off air before about yourself and your career, and is that something that you'd be interested in going to coaching and potential management?
Absolutely. I think next season, of course, my priority is to play, but I'd probably like to follow a similar kind of journey of that of David. He spoke about in a presser yesterday about his kind of last season, where he didn't pick up as many minutes as he maybe would have liked to, but what he did gain was that experience and that kind of ability to get on the grass and coach. So for me, that's certainly something that I'd like to also achieve, if not next season, maybe the season after.
For sure. Well, our build-up will continue in just a short while. We're going to take a short break, but before that we're going to look at goal of the season, and then we'll hear from top goal scorer Elias Melkerson.
Terry Healy Heating is Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. Your first call for new gas boiler installations, central heating repair and maintenance services. Interest-free credit available and low monthly payment plans. Get it right first time, every time. With Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. See terryhealyheating.com, an Edinburgh trusted trader and gas safe registered.
Terry Healy Group.
Get your hands on this limited time offer with Carabao, the great tasting low-calorie energy drink.
Millions use NordVPN to help protect themselves from cybercrime. People working from any place with internet access. Heroes on a mission. Travellers using unsecured public Wi-Fi. The ones who have an app for everything. Get exclusive discount with a code. NordVPN, proud sponsor of Hibernian FC.
Solicitors are a bit like sheep. We're all pretty similar. It's just that with some, there's a lot more fluff than others. For a full-service solicitor and estate agent without the fluff, keep it simple. Watermans. Straightforward legal advice. See watermans.co.uk. Simple.
Hello and welcome back to the build-up live here from Easter Road. In a moment we'll hear from teenager Elias Melkerson, who we spoke to previewing the game. But first we're taking a look back at some of the goals of the season.
Nicely, chance for Newell, chance for McGuinness, blocked. Tipped in by Scott Allen, lovely ball. Decent ball. Oh, that's a great finish. What a lovely ball in by Josh Campbell and clipped over the goalkeeper by Kevin Nisbet into the back of the net.
in for Nisbet. What a goal! Fabulous! Wonderful, instinctive finish.
He's ended an opportunity. Oh! He's done it again! Well, it's like buses. You don't get one for ages and then two come along at once.
Melkus is in again! And he scores again! And Hibs edge ever closer to the semis!
All roads lead to Easter Road. Join the journey.
Well, there's your contenders for the Hibs goal of the season. That'll be announced at our Player of the Year event on Sunday the 15th of May. If I'm going to press you for a winner, who would you go for, Pat?
Melkerson's goal at Motherwell.
Yeah? What do you like about that?
I think the time he had to do it, the difficult chances these, you know, people think, well, I could go on and do that. No, you couldn't. He knew how much time he had. And, you know, like I said, there's a lot of skill involved in that. You know, you get the spectacular shots that rage into the net for 30 and 40 yards away out. But there's, in my mind, the ones where the guy goes into the box and just hardly hits it at all, just plays it. They're the real top goal scorers.
Yeah, that was his second goal of the game. And I remember that game at Motherwell, and when he was running through on goal, you almost had that feeling that he was going to go on and score when you saw him running in. And yeah, it was a great goal. Joelle, what would you go with?
For me, I mean, there was some top quality goals there, but for me, Jake Doyle-Hayes, his ability to control the ball and let it kind of fall onto his right foot to hit first time into the back of the net was incredible for me. It made it look easy, but that's not an easy technique. So for me, that's the one that I would opt for.
Yeah, so Joelle's gone for Jake Doyle-Hayes, Pat's gone for Elias Melkson. And earlier, I caught with Elias Melkson ahead of today's game.
Yeah, we know that they are big players and they have some good midfielders that can pass the ball. But we just need to continue what we did in the first half against Livingston, because that was very good. And I think we have a big opportunity to win the game against Aberdeen.
Yeah, you mentioned the game at Livingston obviously created a lot of attempts, especially in that first half. Was it just a case of not being clinical enough in front of goal?
Yeah, I think we just need to put the ball in the net and yeah, just continue and try to attack the goal. That's the main thing.
As you can hear, preparations are well underway with the sound system here at Easter Road. But we just heard from Elias Melkson ahead of today's game. Pat, what have you made of his start to Scottish football?
It's not been easy for the players coming over here. You know, I think it's difficult, a big change, everything, just the way of life coming here, how the Scottish people approach football. You know, it's and they want people to do well, but some players take longer to settle than others. But like I say, it's a big cultural shock for a lot of players. So it's just up to themselves how they adapt. Some of them won't, but they've just got to get the head down and get on with it.
Yeah, like you say, some people think that you just move clubs, put the shirt on, and then that's you all done. But yeah, it's a whole new cultural change and all that kind of stuff. Joelle, have you seen that within the women's team as well? You get players from overseas and they have to kind of adapt to the game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got various nationalities within the squad, and mainly so the American girls, they're coming from not only the other side of the world, but a different playing style. It's a completely different style in America to the style that we hold over here. So when you look at performances on the pitch, whether it be good, bad or indifferent, you need to kind of take all of those things into perspective. And yeah, Melkerson's a young boy. He's probably been given his opportunity earlier than expected. But for me, he's done extremely well to kind of hit the ground running and kind of be part of a team, albeit a little bit earlier than we'd all probably have expected.
Yeah, for sure, and he has adapted well, and he's almost been thrown in the deep end in this season, because obviously Christian Doidge has been injured, Kevin Nisbet has been injured, and he's really had to lead that line for Hibs.
Absolutely, yes, and he'll be thriving on it. I mean, we all speak about maybe too soon for him, but he'll be thriving on it. Any player looks forward to whether it be 1 minute on the pitch or 90 minutes on the pitch, and he's been quite fortunate to get many minutes on the pitch of late, and he conducts himself extremely well on and off the pitch, and you almost forget that he's so young because he does play so maturely. But he'll be hoping to get minutes today, whether it be in the starting 11 or off the bench, and kind of finish the season strongly and add goals to the performances that he's given us so far.
Yeah, for sure. And Pat, what do you think is the best way, or there might not be a best way to start your career when you're young and coming through, but do you think it's best that you're thrown in at the deep end, or do you think it's better to be embedded a bit into the team first?
I think putting it, sometimes a player gets put in and it takes a wee while to settle, and then there's a lot of other times where you have a player sitting there watching and you've not really used them. Circumstances happen and you're forced to use them, and you put them on the park and you say to yourself, what have I been waiting on? This guy's ready. But you've been reluctant to use him, thinking he won't fit in. But football's full of surprises. But players should be bursting to get on the park, And you're young. If he's a young player, he makes mistakes. That's the only way you learn, make mistakes.
Yeah, for sure. And the countdown to kick off is approaching. Before we go, I wanted to quickly ask for your predictions, starting with you, Joelle. What do you think the score is going to be today?
Me being a defender, I'm one for clean sheets, so I'll go for a 2-0 win for the Hibs today.
2-0 Hibs. Pat, what are you going for?
It's a lovely day. It's Easter Road. It's going to be a hard game. Enjoy it, and just go for it. And as long as Hibs win.
As long as Hibs win. Well, Pat, Joelle, thank you very much for joining us today on the build-up, and thank you everyone for watching at home. The countdown to kick-off continues as Aberdeen make the trip to Easter Road. Kick-off is next.
Terry Healy Heating is Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. Your first call for new gas boiler installations, central heating repair and maintenance services. Interest-free credit available and low monthly payment plans. Get it right first time, every time. With Scotland's premier new boiler and central heating company. See terryhealyheating.com, an Edinburgh trusted trader and gas safe registered.
Terry Healy Group.
Get your hands on this limited time offer with Carabao, the great tasting low-calorie energy drink.
Millions use NordVPN to help protect themselves from cybercrime. People working from any place with internet access. Heroes on a mission. Travelers using unsecured public Wi-Fi. The ones who have an app for everything. Get exclusive discount with a code. NordVPN, proud sponsor of Hibernian FC.
Solicitors are a bit like sheep. We're all pretty similar. It's just that with some, there's a lot more fluff than others. For a full-service solicitor and estate agent without the fluff, keep it simple. Watermans. Straightforward legal advice. See watermans.co.uk. Simple.
There you are, Leslie.
Yes, thank you.
Subway for you.
Oh, excuse me. Leslie, I just want to say you are bringing it. She's bringing it.
What am I bringing?
Just 2 screens here at the same time, Leslie. How'd you process this information? Is it one eyeball for this screen and one eyeball for that screen?
No, I just go from one to the other.
One to the... Leslie, that is incredible.
Enjoy your meatball marinara, Leslie. She bringing it.
Thank you.
Do either of you know Leslie? She's gonna be running this place one day.